Alexandria Pauline A. Balubayan from ABM 11YA-5. For today's vlog, we're gonna talk about the proportion. What is proportion? A proportion is a type of ratio that relates a part to a whole. Sa Tagalog, parte ng isang buo. A proportion is a statement that two ratios are equal. It can be written in two ways: two equal fractions and a colon form. For our example, A is to B as C is to D. The second and third terms of the proportion are called the means. For the first and fourth terms of the proportion is called extremes. For our example number 1, let's determine whether it is proportion or not. To determine whether it is proportion or not, we should do cross multiply. So, 2 times 9 equals to 3 times 6. 2 times 9 is equal to 18 equals 3 times 6 is equal to 80. At dahil nga pareha sila ng sagot, ibig sabihin, proportionate sila. Example number 2, 3 is to 27 as to 1 is to 9. First step, we're gonna do cross multiply. 3 times 9 and then equals to 27 times 1. 9 times 3 is equal to 27. 27 times 1 is equal to 27. Dahil parehas sila ng value, ibig sabihin, proportion sila. 4 is to 5 as to 16 is to 18. First, kukunin muna natin yung means, which is itong second and third term ng proportion natin. 5 times 16 is equal 5 times 16 is equal to 80. Then yung extremes naman, yung first and last part ng proportion natin. 4 times 18 is equal to 72. Dahil magkaiba yung value nila, ibig sabihin, hindi siya proportion. There are three types of proportion. First one, direct proportion. Second, inverse proportion. And the third one is partitive proportion. Direct proportion is a relation between two quantities where the ratio of the two is equal to a constant value. As one quantity increases or decreases, the other quantity also increases or decreases at the same rate and vice versa. Ang ibig sabihin lang nito, kapag tumaas yung isang quantity, tataas rin yung isang quantity. Pero kapag bumaba yung isang quantity, bababa rin yung isang quantity. Example number 1. A bus uses gas at the rate of 25 liters for every 100 km. How many liters will it take to travel 200 km? First step, isusulat muna natin yung given into column form. 100 km is to 25 liters is as to 180 km is to n. Second step, isusulat natin siya into two equal fraction. 100 km, 25 liters, equals to 180 km, and x naman yung sa baba. Katulad ng kanina, ito-cross multiply natin yung given. 100 km times x is equal to 100x equals to 25 times 180 is equal to 4,500. And then, i-divide natin siya both sides into 100. Maka-cancel out na natin ito, matitira na lang ay yung x. 4,500 divided by 100 is equal to 45. Example number 2. In baking, if 4 kg of flour can make 12 cakes, how many cakes will 12 kg of flour can make? Nakasulat na siya into column form, so bale, susulat natin siya into two equal fractions. 4 kg and then 12 cakes as to 12 kg and then x. Cross multiply lang, 4 times x is equal to 4x equals to 12 times 12 is equal to 144. And then, divide both sides by 4. Maka-cancel out, magiging x na lang, matitira na lang x. And then, 144 divided by 4 is equal to 36. So, 12 kg of flour can make 36 cakes. In business, 20 sacks of sinandoming rice is worth 21,000. How many sacks of sinandoming rice would you get when you only have 9,450? First step ay gagawin natin siyang two equal fractions and then cross-multiply natin. 26 times 9,450 is equal to 189,000 and 21,000 times x is equal to 21,000x and divide both sides by 21,000 and we will get the answer of 9. For our conclusion, with 9,450, you can get 9 sacks of sinandoming rice. And now, it's your time to practice. Pause this video to answer these activities. Now, let's answer activity number 1. To determine whether it is proportion or not, we should get the mean first. 4 times 4 is equal to 16. And then 2 times 8 is equal to 16. Dahil pala silang value, ibig sabihin, proportion sila. For number 2, 5 times 4 is equal to 20. And then 2 times 9 is equal to 18. Magkaiba sila ng value, so ibig sabihin, hindi sila equal or proportion. For number 3, 5 is to 8, adds to 15 is to 24. 8 times 15 is equal to 8 times 15 equal to 120. And then 5 times 24 is equal to 120. Ibig sabihin, proportion sila. For letter D, 5 times 4 is equal to 20. 4 times 5 is equal to 20. Ibig sabihin, proportion sila. And then for the last letter, 6 times 4 is equal to 24. And then 7 times 9 is equal to 63. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila equal or proportion. And now for activity number 2. For letter A, 50 times x is equal to 50x. 10 times 150 is equal to 1,500. Divide both sides by 50. So the answer is 30. Letter B, x times 24 is equals to 24x. And then 12 times 4 is equal to 48. Divide both sides by 24 is equal to 2. For letter C, 2 times 60 is equal to 120. 20 times x is equal to 20x. Divide both sides by 20. The answer is 6. For letter D, 5 times 3,200,000 is equal to 16 million. 8 times x is equal to 8x. Divide both sides by 8. The answer is 2 million. For letter E, 10 kilogram times x is equal to 10x. 43 times 30 is equal to 1,290. Divide both sides by 10. The answer is 129. Let's answer activity number 3. Sulat natin siya into two equal fractions. 3 miles times x is equal to 3x. 27 times 5 is equal to 135. Divide both sides by 3. Matitira sa x. 135 divided by 3 is equal to 45. And for letter B, 550 times x is equal to 550x equals to 207.50 divided by both sides by 550. Ang magiging sagot is 5. Now, let's talk about the inverse proportion. Ang ibig sabihin lang nito kapag tumaas yung isang quantity, ang siya namang pagbaba ng isang quantity. Parang vice versa lang. Nag-alternate lang sila. For example, number 1, if 4 girls can do a job in 16 days, how many days does it take 2 girls to do the job if all the girls work at the same rate? To get the number of days, i-multiply natin yung number of girls sa number of days. So, 4 girls times 16 days, and then 2 girls times x. 4 times 16 is equal to 64, and 2 times x is equal to 2x. And then divide both sides by 2. And the answer is 32. Next example, in a ceremony, the caterer had enough food for 50 persons for 3 days. How long would the food last if 30 more persons joined? First step, we're gonna multiply the number of persons to the number of days. So 50 times 3 is equal to 150. 30 times x is equal to 30x. Divide both sides by 30, and the answer is 5. For the last example, 6 taps having the same rate of flow fill a tank in 60 minutes. If 3 taps go out of order, how long will the remaining taps take to fill the tank? So we're gonna multiply the number of taps to the number of minutes. 6 times 60 is equals to 360, and 3 times x is equal to 3x. Divide both sides by 3, and the answer is 120. And now, you're gonna answer the activity number 1. Let's check the letter A. If 2 workers can paint a fence in 6 hours, how long would it take 4 workers to paint the same fence? We're gonna multiply the number of workers to the number of hours. So 2 times 6 is equals to 12. And then 4 times x is equal to 4x. Divide both sides by 4. The answer is 3. The center has enough food for 150 children for 10 days. How long will the food last if 40 children went home? So, ima-minus natin yung number of children na umuwi. So, 150 times 10 is equal to 1,500. Divide by 110. So, the answer will be 13. And now for the activity number 2. Let's check the activity number 2. So, imumultiply natin number of pipes to number of minutes. 2 times 20 is equal to 40. 4 times x is equal to 4x. And then divide both sides by 4. The answer will be 10 minutes. As for the letter B, ganun pa rin. Ito times natin yung number of workers sa number of days. So, 100 times 21 is equal to 2,100, and 14 times x is equal to 14x. Divide both sides by 14. The answer is 150. Next, 2 times 2 is equal to 4, and then 1 times x is equal to 1x. Divide both sides by 1. The answer will be 4. Try this last activity. Now, let's check. So, dito, ito times muna natin yung hours sa days. So, 8 times 10 is equal to 80, and then 7 times 20 is equal to 140. And then, tsaka natin ita-times yung 40 men sa 80. So, the answer will be 3,200 equals to 140x. Divide both sides by 140. And then, the answer will be 22. And now, let's proceed to the last type of proportion, which is the partitive proportion. Partitive proportion is a whole is divided into parts that are proportional to the given ratio. A rope is cut into 3 parts in the ratio of 4:5:7. Find the length of each part. So, we're gonna add the ratios. 4 plus 6 plus 7 is equal to 17. And then, divide both sides by 17. 250 divided 17 is equal to 14.71. And then, ito times natin yung 14.71 sa mga ratio. Six times 14.71 is equal to 88.26, and then 7 times 14.71 is equal to 102.97, and then 4 times 14.71 is equal to 58.84. For example number 2, the ratio of babies to adults in a community is 18 is to 12. If there are 120 persons in the community, how many babies and adults are there? So, i-add lang natin yung mga ratios. Giging 20, and then divide both sides by 20. 120 divided by 20 is equal to 6. For the next step, i-times natin yung 6 sa mga ratio. 8 times 6 is equal to 48. 12 times 6 is equal to 72. Miss Hernandez divides her salary into shopping, allowance, and bills with the ratio of 3 is to 5 is to 9. If her monthly salary is 60,000, how much shopping does Miss Hernandez have per month? So, first step, add natin yung mga ratios. So, 3 plus 5 is equal to 8 plus 9 is equal to 17. And then, divide both sides by 17. 60,000 divided by 17 is equal to 33,529.41. And then, ita-times natin yung nakuha nating value sa mga ratio. 3 times 3,529.41 is equal to 10,588.23. Ang sabi sa given, how much shopping does Miss Hernandez have per month? So, ang kukunin lang natin dyan ay yung pang-shopping niya, which is yung 10,588.23. Exercise activity number 1. Now, let's answer activity number 1. So, divide 500 in the ratio of 5 is to 7 is to 8. So, pag-plus lang natin yung mga ratio. 5 plus 7 is equal to 12 plus 8 is equal to 20. 500 divided by 20 is equal to 25. Then, times lang natin siya sa mga ratio. 5 times 25 is equal to 125. 7 times 25 is equal to 175. 8 times 25 is equal to 200. For the letter B, divide 250 in the ratio of 2 is to 4 is to 6. Gawin lang natin, i-add lang natin yung mga ratio. So, magiging 12. 250 divided by 12 is equal to 20.83. And then, i-multiply natin siya sa mga ratio. Two times 20.83 is equal to 41.66. 4 times 20.83 is equal to 83.32. And then 6 times 20.83 is equal to 124.98. For the last part, divide 80 in the ratio of 2 is to 3 is to 2. So, pag-add lang natin mga ratio. So, magiging 7. 80 divided by 7 is equal to 11.43. Then, multiply natin sa mga ratio natin. Two times 11.43 is equal to 22.86. And then 3 times 11.43 is equal to 34.29. And then 2 times 11.43 is equal to 22.86. And then exercise activity number 2. Let's answer activity number 2. For the letter A, pag-add lang natin mga ratios. So, 5 plus 6 is equal to 7, plus 8 is equal to 19. So, 250 millimeters divided by 19 is equal to 13.16. And then, yung 13.16, i-multiply natin siya sa mga ratio. 5 times 13.16 is equal to 65.8 or 80. 6 times 13.16 is equal to 78.96. 8 times 13.16 is equal to 105.28. As for the letter B, ganun pa rin. Pag-add natin yung mga ratio. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7 plus 7 is equal to 14. 70 divided by 14 is equal to 5. So 2 times 5 is equal to 10. 5 times 5 is equal to 25. 7 times 5 is equal to 35. As for the letter C, ganun pa rin. Pag-add natin yung mga ratio, 9 plus 4 is equal to 13. And then 15 divided by 13 is equal to 1.15. 9 times 1.15 is equal to 10.35. 4 times 1.15 is equal to 4.6. Letter D, ganun pa rin. Pag-add natin yung ratio, 6 plus 3 is equal to 9, plus 2 is equal to 11, plus 9 is equal to 20. 20,000 divided by 20 is equal to 1,000. So 6 times 1,000 is equal to 6,000. 3 times 1,000 is equal to 3,000. 2 times 1,000 is equal to 2,000. 9 times 1,000 is equal to 9,000. As for the last activity, a company has a overhead cost of 2 million last week. What portion of the overhead should sales, advertising, and operations departments receive if they share in the ratio of 3:6:9 respectively? So, add lang natin yung mga ratios. 18x is equal to 2 million. 2 million divided by the 18 is equal to 111,111.111. And then multiply. And that's it! We're done! I hope you learned something from me, but before I end this vlog, I want to leave you a quote that says, "Just because we can find a solution, it doesn't mean that there isn't one," by Andrew West. Ayun lang guys! Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in a while, viewers! Adios!